So I'm going to sing a song now you might know. It's called Imagine.
You are looking at a lost piece of music history.
Imagine there's no heaven.
John Lennon's very first live performance of his most beloved song, Imagine. Lennon's widow, Yoko Ono, is sharing this never-before-seen footage only with Inside Edition. I met with Yoko this week at a New York gallery showing John's artwork.
Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes, I think so. No, Sherlock Lennon.
Sherlock Lennon,
Yeah, right,
yeah.
right.
Yoko has just completed putting together a new CD called Lennon Legend. It's a collection of 20 of Lennon's best solo recordings.
Describe for me how his work differs in his solo career from his earlier time when he was with the group.
I think he's more honest. When the Beatles happened, they probably had some concern to try to be very commercial. And when John got together with me, there was that feeling of, okay, I'm going to be real, you know.
As a solo artist, Lennon's life became his art. But Yoko says being so open may have carried too high a price.
The fact that he was too honest may have offended some people, may have really shortened his life, I don't know.
You think his lyrics might have in some way
I don't know
Chapman
what
to
offended anybody, you know. But he was very upfront, extremely kind of open to people. I think that sometimes you have to pay a high price for it. And he did it. He just gambled on it, I think.
In 1970, John recorded what would become his trademark song, Imagine.
Life in peace.
Soon he was invited to perform it at New York's legendary Apollo Theater. And while introducing the song, John was his usual witty self.
Some of you might wonder what I'm doing here with no drummers and nothing like that. Well, you might know I lost my old band, or I left it. I'm putting
Backstage, Aretha Franklin came and said hello to John. I was just watching Aretha and John just sort of chatting away. I thought, it's great, you know, I'm seeing something great.
In 1975, John put his solo career on hold to raise his and Yoko's son, Sean. But in 1980 came the comeback album, Double Fantasy.
We really felt like we were starting over. And little did we know that it was going to be cut off so quickly.
And then the shooting happened. Does it ever make sense? Does anything like that ever?
No, I mean, it's just a very sudden thing. It was so sudden, and I think that was very difficult for me.
John's beautiful boy, Sean, is now 22. And in May, Sean will follow in his father's footsteps and release his first album.
The comparisons will be inevitable.
I think so. I'm just watching it and just praying that things are going to be all right for him.
And how old would Sean have been at this time?
3.
Today, carrying on the Lennon legend is one of Yoko's missions. And she believes John's message has the power to inspire a whole new generation.
I think he had a very, very strong spirit. It just gives you a lot of energy. It's there, and inspiration.
And the world will live as one.
So you can imagine how excited I am. I'm about to meet the Godfather of Soul. I think I spoke to 3 or 4 of his press people, and each one of them told me the exact same thing. They said, you must refer to him as Mr. Brown. Do not call him James. And so of course, you know, they put the fear of the Lord in you, and then that's all you're thinking about. That's all you're thinking about as you're about to go meet the Godfather of Soul. Do not call him James Brown. So I'm thinking, as I walk in the room, I've got to call him Mr. Brown. So I walk in, I introduce myself, and I say something like, hello, Mr. Brown. He says, call me James.
But before the show even starts, we're actually going to go backstage into the dressing room
to talk to the godfather of soul himself. Hello! How are you? It is a pleasure to meet you.
God bless you, sir.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'm Les Trent from Inside Edition. And the one thing I remember most about him was just, he was so warm and inviting. It was almost as though he felt like he was a mentor to this, in his eyes, young black reporter, because he sort of spoke to me in that sort of tone where he was just like a fatherly figure giving advice. People say that you look incredibly young, especially out there. I mean, obviously this keeps you young.
I thank God and her keep me young. We got a beautiful little son, so I think the mixture is great, and thank God for that. But thank you for the compliment.
You ever get tired of it?
Well, I get tired if the business don't go correct, you know. On somebody I really go through it with is me and Mr. Bobbitt, I'm my manager. We want to do things, and we want to do things 25 years ago that just happened today. I mean, people don't move fast, not when it's positive.
Right.
They move fast when it's negative, but we want to do what we can to keep things straight. And I watch Inside Edition a lot too, my wife.
Excellent.
Yeah, we watch it a lot. It's great, and very informative, and very educational and entertaining too.
And we love you over there. Do you think you'll ever retire?
Yeah, I'll retire when God put the last breath, put the last breath out of me. Now I may not be jumping across the stage because your legs go, because I'm an athlete and your legs leave. But I won't ever quit, because we got projects that some projects that it's like over the gin mill, turning out the different things. We want to turn out complete artists, Like I took my wife.
Your wife is an artist now.
That's right. And the thing about, and she answers to the name of Tommy Ray. Talented people that don't get a complete shot at it, and they need that. The Apollo Theater is always the Apollo Theater with me, and it's very important to people because it's a mecca of opportunity for people that don't think they can make it. Now, I didn't make it through the Apollo, but we need that concept. We had that same thing in Augusta, Georgia called the Lennon Theater, and that's the way I made it, being shown to the people. So we've got to give our kids a break. You wonder why? You find a lot of crime and criminal things happening to different people in different areas because they don't have anything to do. They don't have anything on their mind. Young people don't have anything on their mind. What they can have on their mind? You watch the war, you watch all this other stuff. We've got to push entertainment, more sports, and more family discipline.
Well, I mean, it's an incredible feeling when you think that you've spoken to this icon, and then 6 months later, you're covering stories about his funeral. It was sometimes in this job you just pinch yourself. You say, "Wow, I can't believe that I met this person. I can't believe I was sitting right across from them, and how warm and engaging they were." And it's just it's a bittersweet feeling to meet somebody who is such an icon, and then to lose them so soon afterwards. He really was. He was an icon. He was a civil rights leader. He had a message in his music that was empowering for African Americans back in the 60s and 70s, and it was just incredible. You know what, guys? Have a great show tonight. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Well, I hope you live 200 years, and I live 200 years minus one day. So I never know beautiful people like you on Inside Edition that passed away.
Okay, here we go, Naomi. Turn a little more profile. Naomi, hold your left hand onto the tree a little.
Watching Naomi Campbell frolic in the Caribbean is like watching something too striking to be real.
1, 2, 3, now.
Like a sexy goddess of the sea. This is exclusive videotape of the mega model like you've never seen before.
Turn a little more to me and smile there a little bit.
Landing the interview with Naomi Campbell was a complete fluke. Of course, she is one of the most incredible models in the history of fashion. So I was at Vogue magazine one day interviewing the great fashion editor, Grace Coddington. And when we wrapped the interview, I'm following Grace back to her office, and I just threw out, "Hey Grace, I'd love to go on a shoot with you sometime." And she didn't skip a beat and said, "Well, I'm shooting Naomi Campbell next week. You want to come?" And I actually froze. You see photographs of models, and they make it look easy. They look gorgeous, wearing beautiful clothes. And in our head, we just imagine that they stand in front of the camera, and the photographer snaps the picture, and that's it. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. What I witnessed those 3 days is how dedicated she is to her work.
We joined Vogue in Jamaica as the supermodel was photographed in these eye-popping bikinis.
We have to go have lunch because the hairdresser's having a swim.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Wait.
World-famous photographer Herb Ritz was part of a superstar team that created a magical layout.
It's interesting how everything comes together and everyone collaborates to make the picture happen, which is great.
The theme, Naomi all alone on an island, looking sensational.
She's got it all. She's like, probably they're all gonna kill me, but she's the best model I've ever worked with, ever.
They're gonna kill you.
Naomi will push it to the limit for just the right shot. And here's something you may not know about her. She can't swim.
You have no idea how excited I was. I was excited. I was nervous. I didn't want to be in the way. But of course, always at the beginning of everything is, I've got to get the story for Inside Edition. Watching Naomi work is incredible. The way she handles her body. She knows exactly what to do in front of the camera.
It's all in a day's work for the woman who at 25 has been in front of the camera for more than a decade.
I didn't think of being a model. I really wanted to be a dancer, and that's what I trained for. And I guess that's what the opportunity came to me, so I accepted it and I tried it, and it worked.
And boy, did it ever work. She has incredible fame. And what does she say to autograph seekers?
I sometimes say, you don't want it. Or, you know, it's like they say, you Naomi on the street, and sometimes I say no.
Smile. You look beautiful there.
During this shoot, we found Naomi professional and charming, but she has a reputation for being difficult.
I think that most women that we admire, Madonna, Janet Jackson, Sharon Stone, Barbara Streisand, whoever, Oprah, I think when a woman stands her ground and wants to fight for something and do it and be right at it and try and get it 100% right or perfect as much as you can, a woman gets called a for that. And when a guy does it, it's a hard-working guy. You know, I don't care if I'm called a or not. I'm trying to fight for my integrity and to do things right and to do it with my belief, and that's what's important to me.
When people talk about her and talk about her reputation, I'm always happy to be able to say that I was there. I watched her work, and I watched that she wasn't difficult, that she was cooperative. A lot of what you hear, I just didn't see, and I was there for 3 days. But I had to ask her about her reputation. There was no way that I could be with Naomi Campbell and not ask her, particularly at that time, about her reputation. And what she said to me is really important, and that is that the playing field is not level for men and women. And so she was way ahead of a lot of the things that we talk about now.
Globetrotter is a term this beauty is all too familiar with, so she cherishes her downtime.
I like to stay home, watch videos, or go to movies, have dinner.
Bikinis were made for a body like this, but you can't call Naomi a health nut. She eats what she wants.
I don't go to the gym, I box. I have a good jab. I have a good jab.
Since the shoot we did at Inside Edition, the behind the scenes shoot, things have really progressed in terms of Black women in magazines, on magazine covers. Back then, it was rare. She understands her place in fashion. She understands that she's a trailblazer. She understands that there are a lot of young Black models behind her who she wants them to have more than she had. So she doesn't mind speaking up. What she cares about is that Black models have an equal opportunity, that they have an opportunity to be in shows, to be on covers, to be in layouts, to have cosmetic contracts, to have fashion commercial contracts. That matters to her.
We are here at the museum at Dollywood with the one and only Dolly Parton. Thank you so much for having us here.
Well, thanks for coming. We always love to have you.
My my first time here, and I gotta tell you, I mean, this is all of your projects, your movies, your songs. Everybody can see it all on display. This is very special.
Well, it is. I've been doing this for 50 years and over. So every costume, every picture, every magazine cover, as you can see,
Yes.
I've been everywhere.
I immediately looked at the magazine covers. Probably every magazine there is, you've been on the cover of.
Well, once, maybe some twice, but
and I know
it's fun to look at all that.
And I'm sure that's hard work, because that was probably the 900th shot that they took for that cover.
I hate taking pictures anyway. I always it's so hard for me. I'm not like a real model and all that. I don't know how they do it, but it's just like pulling teeth for me to have to take photo sessions. But I remember all the things about most all these covers.
Everything from Red Book to Rolling Stone to People magazine. You got them all.
Even Playboy.
That's right. Oh, the guys reminded me of that. They remembered.
On the cover, not a layout.
Right. They reminded me though. And then finally, all of your outfits. It's so neat to see all of your fashions. Are you like every girl that, thinks about, oh, what am I going to wear tomorrow? I mean, are you a part of every outfit? Do you pick them out?
Yeah, well, I have to have my clothes. I don't have the taste that some girls do, but I like the gaudy, I like the glitter. So as long as I feel good in it, I don't care if it's fashionable. I wear some things that I wore 20 years ago. I'll find a new pair of pants to go with an old shirt I love and vice versa. So I don't try to keep up, with style, because I don't have that kind of taste. But I definitely love to dress up.
You make style. That's what you do. You create the style, I think. Behind us here, just a couple of your outfits. I mean, you obviously love red. I do too.
Well, actually, that was the cover of the little Dream More book that I had out just a couple of years ago. And it's an inspiration for our Imagination Library, where we talk about dream more, care more, learn more, and be more. So that's the theme of that. That's also the name of our new resort here that we're building at Dollywood, the Dream More Resort. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
And a lot of junk in this museum, a lot of memories for me.
In these economic times, Dolly, it's so neat to see you saying, look, we've got jobs here, we've got ideas, creativity. In this economic environment, what's just some practical advice you'd give for folks that have big dreams too and want to achieve big things? What's some practical business advice?
Well, actually, you got to make sure that you're in a business that you think you really can make money at. You got to surround yourself with smart people that really know that business. In fact, when I started Dollywood many years ago, I went in business with people that knew, all about the theme park business. I didn't want to pretend I knew all the things. I just had a big dream and I wanted to be involved in this. So I think just to kind of, watch your P's and Q's, your pints and quarts, and your nickels and your dimes, and just know that your dreams are dreams that really can come true, and be smart and be practical and keep your, watch everybody and hire good people to watch everybody else is what I do.
Yeah, I got to ask you, I read once that at one point you were so poor that you mixed ketchup with water to make soup. Is that true?
Well, who ain't done that? That's every musician. That was when I first moved to Nashville, when I was kind of walking the streets trying to get something going. Yeah, I made mustard soup. I had a jar of mustard and a jar of ketchup, and I'd make mustard soup one day, ketchup the next. You eat what you eat, But of course, I'd always try to find a date just so they'd take me to Burger King or something to take me to eat, and then I'd get an extra sandwich to take home. So I don't. Yeah. But anyway, I think everybody just headed out on their own and go through that kind of stuff. I'm really very lucky. I'm very humbled by it too, but I love it, and it's really nice. I do so many things, and it's great when I have a few projects that I actually can do here at home, so I can go home at night, sleep in a bed I'm familiar with instead of a hotel room. Although I usually sleep on my bus, which is nice, but it's nice to have. In fact, I had some of my family come by today just to kind of watch the filming, and that was sweet. Well, I love them all, but I have to honestly say 9 to 5 is kind of like first love, because that was the first movie I ever did and the first movie I'd ever even seen made. And it was such a big hit right out of the chute. It kind of spoiled me. I thought all of them were going to be like that. Everybody, everything would just be perfect. But all of them I enjoyed. Still Magnolias was a wonderful movie. I'm so proud to be part of every single thing I've done. But I guess 9 to 5 will just kind of, always stand out.
You're a legend, and you haven't stopped. How do you stay current? How do you keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening? And I'll tell you this, fashion, music, what's going on. How do you stay involved?
I hope that I do have my finger on that. I'm not sure. I hope so.
I think you do. I mean, are you reading magazines? How does Aretha stay current and keep us excited?
Growth. It's the growth element. That's what it is. I certainly don't want to be dated by any means, and it's the growth, a constant and evolving growth.
So when I got the assignment to interview her, I was both excited and nervous. I was excited because it's the great Aretha Franklin. I was nervous because it was the great Aretha Franklin, but it was incredible. It's one of the greatest interviews I've ever done in my career. She has a very down-home way about her. And I was telling her that my father's from the South and a bit about my mother and how I grew up in Detroit. And she really appreciated it and connected to that. I think she felt that there was a similarity, though she's much older, a similarity in our values. It was a really, really hot day when I interviewed her. And I had heard stories of how she doesn't like to perform in air conditioning, that she likes the room to be basically hot. And the second I walked into the hotel suite, it was burning up. But she looked cool as a cucumber. She was totally relaxed.
The most exciting thing musically to me right now is my new album that's coming out in January. It's going to be produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and a few cuts I'm going to produce myself. Burt Bacharach has some things in it, and other writers from Detroit have one or two things in there. But the music, it's just the music that I love so much.
And it sounds like, from what you're telling me, listening to people, that it's a real melting pot. It's a cool mix.
Yes, it is. You've got a buffet and a plethora of good music.
What I really found generous and kind of Aretha is how she complimented Kelly Clarkson, a contestant on American Idol. Aretha thought that she was great. She loved her voice, she loved her performance style, and she basically predicted that she would be a star.
Kelly, I think, certainly has the potential to be a very enduring and established artist and a favorite. She had a combination of things. She is a very likable personality, and I like that. And of course, she's a very good singer. And the song selection was great. And she just kind of impressed me as someone that Broadway might be calling, and or a pop recording artist. That was the way she impressed me, really.
If Aretha Franklin, who has seen them all, says that you're a great singer and you're bound for greatness, you can basically take it to the bank. Aretha thought Justin Guarini was really charming. She thought he had that special something that makes young girls swoon.
Justin is a crowd pleaser. If I were the age of the little girls, I might have been squealing and screaming myself. But I just thought he was really cute. He had a lot of class, and would love for him to open for me sometime. And
does he know that?
I don't think so.
When Aretha Franklin died, I was heartbroken on two accounts. That she is one of the greatest singers ever. So that was sad. But also, Aretha Franklin is Detroit. Her soul is in Detroit. And she's a homegrown girl. And so the city really was devastated by her passing. Aretha Franklin had the opportunity in her career to live anywhere in the world, but she chose to always maintain Detroit as her home. It's because she loved the city. She loved everything about the city. Her father had a church in Detroit. She started singing in the church in Detroit. Her family was in Detroit. She lived there her entire career. And so the love that she gave Detroit, she got back in death. It is exactly why the lines were down the block, because people felt like Aretha Franklin was one of them. She was grand, she was glorious, she was bigger than life, but in truth, she was a Detroit girl. Lastly, are you still having fun?
Absolutely. If I weren't, I would be sitting at home, cooking, watching the soap operas, and that would be it. Yes, absolutely. I'm having a wonderful time. What a career.
I didn't set my goals too high. Radio was filled with geeks and people just above circus clown.
Take off your glasses.
Really?
It's not often anyone gets to tell Howard Stern what to do.
And what will happen?
I don't know.
Usually it's Stern giving the orders or asking the outrageous.
So you stand before him nude, or you're like you wearing panties?
But not this time.
All right, you ready?
They're very blue.
Stern's eyes may be his best asset. At nearly 6.5 feet, he's huge in height.
Who else would admit to the size of their genitals being under 2 inches?
His hair is certainly nothing to brag about.
I know that my look is definitely out there.
And his mouth?
I have turned radio around and made it a great medium.
Yet he hides those baby blues behind a pair of shades.
How come you always wear the shades?
I have a very big nose, and I'm very self-conscious about it. And I would get a nose job, but I'm afraid it'll screw up my voice or something.
Thank you, doctor. Great advice.
Hold it. Howard Stern, the man who redefined outrageous on the radio, self-conscious? Yup, has been all his life.
My genetics are really bad. I've not been blessed with a lot.
Millions of his fans would disagree. Stern is blessed. He's blessed with enough smarts to know what his audience wants, and what they want is for him to say the unthinkable, which he does.
14, you lost your virginity, easily.
Don't
be too proud of yourself.
No, I think it was a little later.
There are times when I'm on the air, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I just go, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Maybe it's not right for my image. And I go, wait a second, you don't have an image. You shouldn't have an image.
But you're not in the mood to have sex like on a Friday night after you work all day, right?
Why not? In return for his irreverence, Stern has a loyal following that includes more than 18 million listeners. Today, his radio show is #1 in the country.
This is The Howard Stern Show.
May I see you topless? Would that be okay right now?
I can't help it, though. It's a character flaw.
The other flaw is his compulsion to reveal everything about his life, including what goes on in his bedroom.
The other night, I'm laying in bed, right?
People started to relate. When I'd have sex with my wife, I would talk about it in graphic detail.
Your wife is probably a candidate for sainthood.
Yes, I believe you're right. She is a saint. Would you be mad if we were married and I talked about our sex life on the air?
Of course I would.
You would?
Of course. As she is, I have no doubt.
It is an issue in our relationship that is overwhelming. There are times when we're in bed and in the middle of it, my wife will go, is this going to be on the radio tomorrow? Is this going to be on the radio?
It kind of spoils the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And I go, of course not. And then I go, and that's when I go, oh, this should be on the radio.
Or on TV, which it is, or in 2 best-selling books, which it has been. And now, it's coming to a theater near you.
He was offensive?
The movie Private Parts chronicles Howard's struggle for fame, fortune, and even love.
It's a story about a guy who's a loser with women. I wasn't attractive to women, and suddenly I meet this girl in college who is beautiful, and she loves me. And I'm so flipped out by this.
He's talking about Allison, the same woman he's been married to for 19 years. They have 3 daughters.
Here we go. Oh.
Fans of Stern's will recognize his story in the movie, but it's what he doesn't include in the movie that may be truly revealing.
I used to live in a monastery for a year and just, live with people who were monks.
Are you kidding me?
No, I used to live in a room.
Did they know what you did for a living?
Yes, yeah. Some of them were fans, but not many. And it was a little square room they'd give you, and it was $100 a month. And also I'd gotten into transcendental meditation, which I still do to this day. So also the meditators were in there, and the lights were out at 10 o'clock, and the meditators that lived there lived a monk's life. They would not have sex. I only could have a cot, and the lights had to be out by 10 o'clock. And the silence was beautiful.
What did you think about when the lights were out and the place was
You really want to
reverberating
know?
and quiet? Yeah. Am I going to regret asking?
Yeah, probably. You're so proper. I mean, you have your sweater nicely right. You look like you're right out of a country club, for God's sake. You're too good for me.
You're right.
I know. I know.
While he never did tell me what he was thinking when the lights were out, Howard did reveal his most current thoughts, which he claims are universal.
I have many sexual thoughts about women. I am a heterosexual, and I have many sexual thoughts. It consumes me. I hate to break the news to women out there, but it consumes every guy. Even these guys who Henry Kissinger, or whoever it is you think is not thinking about sex every 10 seconds. It is in my mind every 10 seconds.
Let's make one thing clear. Howard Stern doesn't discriminate. He picks on everyone, including himself.
You were the geek in school.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm the geek as an adult.
Well, you said it, not
yeah,
me.
right, well.
Yeah, it's wild. But there are many who say when it comes to his comments about women, he's way over the top.
Give me a kiss before my wife shows up.
Oh, we do this every year.
Yeah. Every other guy, she jams her tongue. Yeah, well, let me see. Wow, oh, that's a cute outfit. Isn't that a cute outfit? Look at these
I want to
guys.
tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. You can't be possibly wearing underpants with that outfit,
No,
could you?
I'm not.
No.
As much as you denigrate women during your radio program, some of your closest professional associates and personal associates are women.
I don't think I denigrate women. I love women, I love working with women, and my best friends are women.
Say something dirty to me.
He even credits a certain segment of women for his success.
People say, what will you be remembered for? It has to be the whole introduction of lesbianism to America and really making it mainstream. Lesbianism equaled ratings.
Everybody loves Girl Scout cookies. Even a gift of Girl Scout cookies can get him started.
I praise Girl Scouts, always have, because they raise future strippers and stuff for me to have on the show.
He may make a living taunting women, but behind the scenes, he says he's grateful to them. The editor of his bestseller, Private Parts, is a woman. The TV producer, whom Stern credits for teaching him the ropes, is a woman. And the director of Private Parts, his first film, is Betty Thomas from Hill Street Blues.
I'd walk up to Betty and I'd say, how would you handle this scene? And she'd go, I don't know. Figure out a way to do it and do it. Now, the reason I admired that so much is because men have such big egos. Men always have to have the answer in life. Women don't think that way.
Your college tapes aren't bad.
Yeah,
And perhaps the most important woman in his public life is his radio sidekick, Robin Quivers.
White people beat you up?
Oh, man, how embarrassing.
You are an embarrassment to your race.
Robin is as important to that show as I am. I know when I'm not on the air with her, I stink. I'm half a show.
That's very generous of you to say.
It's true. I know I need her on the air with me.
His multiple successes have led him to his claim as king of all media, but not, he says, to a swollen ego.
Thank you so much, Howard. I love you. I love you.
I could be sitting at a book signing for 25,000 people. And I swear to you, as I'm doing it, I go, oh my God, how am I going to top this? I never feel that sense of satisfaction.
Do you
of
regret
success.
that you're not able to do that?
Yes, I think that's a major personality flaw. I think it's almost healthy that I have a bad self-image. It keeps me level-headed, and it never makes me feel like I've accomplished everything.